Sir.
Here we go for this final of the relay 4x100.
Ladies and
Team Nigeria, they are doing so well at the CAA Championship taking place in Cameroon. Welcome you on the show, 360 Sport on Trust TV. Adeni G. Shafe. We'll run through some sports stories for you this hour. Well, right now, we'll be starting with that particular competition that you saw there. Team Nigeria in women's 100, that's a 4x100 meter relay, where we won it back to back to back. We call it 3 consecutive times right now, celebrating Nigerian women for being able to win this competition, which they ran. They are, well, winning 42.76 seconds. And we celebrate for the fact that Tima, God bless Tobi Amuson, and all the remaining 2 athletes who actually worked hard to win this race. Nigeria wins 3rd consecutive women's 4x100 meter gold in 42.76 seconds. That's a record set by our women, and we are celebrating them for what they've done. For that race, it was a tough one, but they were able to triumph ahead of Liberia and the other nations that competed in this particular encounter. Congrats to Team Nigeria for being able to win this particular gold for us, and we're happy for the fact that they worked hard and they did it convincingly, winning that race there. Well, as we're talking about the women, David Oko is in the studio, who will be joining us to talk sport this hour. Good to have you, David.
Yeah, my pleasure to be here. Long time no see, as they say in our local parlance.
Actually, you have to add it up by yourselves. And, well, let's go to Cameroon. Talking about our ladies for what they did. You saw that race there from the beginning to the end. There was no slot, there was no mistake. They won it convincingly. They showed their class back to back to back 3 times.
Yeah. Fantastic outing for the ladies there. Anyone on Toby's team is formidable because Toby herself is formidable. Saw at first sight in Ghana. I'm supposed to participate in this game here, but it's just one event too many for me, so I cut it out. But the ladies are doing fantastically well. Our athletes are doing well in Cameroon, so it's a testament as to what they are planning to achieve at the Olympics in Paris. So I put my hands up for them. Fantastic race, fantastic win, and we're a good seconds there. You know, we're creating that record, 42.76 seconds. So it's a fantastic return.
Now, if you look at the race from the beginning, before they gave Toby, in fact, even before Tima, God bless, got the 3rd baton, from the lady that started, that's Ojuwewo, she did the business by starting well. And then the second person also moved on just like that. They kept improving on the race, unlike the men's category. Look at the race. Look at the speed. While already at the beginning, she was standing 4th. She was actually racing 4th. But by the time you get to the second stanza of handing over the baton, we came 2nd. The lady really covered up there. Look at that particular fantastic run from Nigeria.
Absolutely. The old adage goes, no pain, no gain, isn't it? If you watch these athletes, you know, do the training on how they are going to be, you know, setting off the sprints, everything, and exchange of baton.
And Toby killed it here.
Yeah, she killed it here.
Yes.
As you sit and watch, it's fantastic. It's awesome. It's glorious. But what they pass through to make this a reality is what sets them apart from others.
Okay, well, we're talking about our ladies there for the fact that they won the 4x100 meter relay for the 2.76 seconds to win gold again for Nigeria. Congrats to them. They've won it 3 times now, from 2018, 2022, and 2024. Team Nigerian ladies, that's 4x100 meters. They show their class by being able to dominate Africa when it comes to senior athletic championship taking place in Douala, Cameroon. And congrats to them. Well, while we're talking about that, the men also ran. Let's look at that story. CAA, Nigerian's men 4x100 meter relay team settled for silver behind Ghana. We also saw that the video earlier. Let's go back to that video as David also be doing justice on concerning that race. We also started well here, but I think it was at the last leg that was an issue.
Yes, yeah, we lost concentration a little bit, and Ghana have been coming in leaps and bounds. I have an athlete who won during the African Games, and they've transferred that form down here too. So we needed to watch it. It was either going to be Nigeria or Ghana. At the end of the day, that a little bit of lapse in concentration cost us there. But silver is better than none. Half a loaf is better than no bread.
This was what the mistake actually happened.
Yes,
that exchange of bits on there. That was where we got it wrong, because we almost forced to the third place, third stanza.
If you want to draw parallels with football, when you take your eye off the ball a little bit, it could either skim off the surface or just get away from you. That's exactly what happened there. I believe that when they go back and watch the clips of this one, coming into the next races, they would now find something to be consistent and concentrated about.
At the African Games in Ghana, Nigeria won this particular 4x100 meters. Ghana came second, and it was a very fierce race. So this time around, it was like a swap it. So Ghana came first now, and Nigeria coming second. I've seen a lot of banter on the internet where the Ghanaians are now saying, yes, they've done their own part of it. And then I saw another very funny Nigerian that, okay, Nigeria actually allowed them to win. What a joke.
The banter on social media is what keeps, this younger generation going, the Gen Z, as they call them, Well, a little bit of a pound of flesh, but not too much. So Ghana shouldn't celebrate too much. Let's see what happens at the Olympics. Yes, they need to get clear of this one. What the bigger picture is, what athletes, have been preparing in the last 4 years for, and it's in Paris. Would know who is who.
Okay, well, we're actually talking about Paris, but quickly, as we are talking about Cameroon for now, we look at Team Nigerian performance so far at the championship. Let's start with the gold. Team Nigeria gold medals at the CAA Championship. CAA stands for Conference of African Athletics Championship. Men's shot put, Chukwuebuka Enekwechi was the one that opened the floodgate of medals for Nigeria, especially gold. He won gold in shot put for Nigeria there. Congrats to him. Ashley Anumba, women's discus. To let you know that Nigeria won gold in women's discus, silver, and also bronze in that particular field sports there. Well, women's long jump, Ese Brume won gold, and women's relay, the one we just talked about earlier, 4x100 meters. David.
Superb from Ese Brume there. She's always putting in, a shift or a performance, that's worthy of commendation. So fantastic result for them there. Then Chukwuebuka Enekwechi in the men's shot put has been a formidable, shot put athlete there. All of these guys, perform creditably well at the African Games, and have been doing that in the past years. So they're sharpening their iron, sharpening their knives, getting set for the big one. Yes, they need to focus here, but it's just one of those, competitions where they use it to build up to the main one.
Okay, as we are building up to the main one, right, that'll be coming up in France. We're still looking at Team Nigerian performance over there in Cameroon. We just look at the gold medals there. Ese Brume, Chukwuebuka Enekwechi, not forgetting Team Nigeria 4x100 meter relay, who really did well by winning there. But right now, let's cross over to silver medals that have been won by Nigeria. We have women's hammer, Sade Olatoye. That lady seems not to be resting her oars at all when it comes to hammer sport. She's very good in this sport. And we have mixed relay, 4x400 meter. We came second where we won. That's the silver there, 4x4 mixed relay that has to do with 2 men and 2 women running in 400 meter relay. Women discus, Obiagiri Amechi. Women's high jump, Temitope Additional. Watch out for that name. She's really edging closer and closer. She did well at the USA competition there. For men's relay, for 4x100 men's relay, they came second. We just saw that clip earlier.
Yeah, good one. Sade Olatoye in Ghana did well too. And here again, she's done well. She continues to perform creditably well. 4x400 meters mixed relay, women's discus, Obiageri, all of them doing it. Temitope Additional doing well too in the men's 4x100 meters. So our athletes have given us something, to smile about, something to brag about, something to be proud of. Long may this continue. We hope that it continues. We don't just go, where the rest or the whole world is competing and then don't even come up on the podium. We need to achieve podium places. We've been preparing for this for a long time, and we need that final push, final support, final everything just to polish them, to ensure that they, appear on the podium places. It's very important. Gold, silver, or bronze would do.
Well, talking about Team Nigeria there. Now, let's look at the bronze that we've won so far in this competition. Well, as we speak right now, Team Nigeria really are fighting hard to see how they can win this competition again. For women discus, Chuma Oyekwere actually got bronze there. Men's long jump, Goodness Iradia. Men's 400 meters, Samuel Ogazi, while Esther Elo Joseph also won bronze in women's 400 meters. At least you look at them, they've done well for us so far. It has been 4-5-4 when it comes to the, if you want to look at 4 gold medals, 5 silver medals, and 4 bronze medals.
Yes, that's a total of 13 medals. So they've done well so far. Well, they can continue to add medals to it. No one says you can't take or scoop all of the medals. We are greedy. We want more. That's how our athletes should be. They should be greedy. You need to want it more than the other person. That's the spirit of the competition. You know, you're there to compete. You're there to win medals. You're there to finish on podium places. Anything less than that is unacceptable. And even, you know, for the athletes and their progression too, you know, when these athletes do not win, you see it in their body language, you see how they respond to it. So every athlete there is out there to win. So I'm excited, and I'm sure Nigerians too are excited, sports loving people, that the athletes are currently doing well with 13 medals in total so far at the CAA.
Well, at the CAA we're talking about it, but right now, while we're talking, let's look at that video, the 4x400 meter mixed relay, where we actually won silver. Let that video roll there, so that you look at that race. Nigeria also tried to the 4x400 meter mixed relay. Well, I think from the way it is, we started well. We tried to see how we can actually win this race, but it did not happen. Look at it. 4x400 meter for men, and you look at we fought hard. Look at the race, second stanza, we're still leading. Well, I think this is so painful, even though this is the 4x100 meter, the mixed relay now, rather, the 4x400 meters.
Yeah, a lot of things could be a factor as why we lost concentration, you know, at the dying stages, where we needed to just, you know, possibly put one head up, or you know, concentrate ourselves or our minds to push further to the next level. But we didn't do that. You know, a lot of factors could be involved. Is it the preparation? Is it stage fright? Yes, there could be stage fright. Everyone has that, but the butterfly in the belly is, once you experience, you're able to control it. You know, my criticism of Cameroon is that a lot of the facilities there were not up to standard. Even the equipment used, you know, on the track and field events, were poor. You know, I think there was some footage that appeared last week here, for which I criticized. So the Cameroonian organizers need to do better in that regard. But again, we need to be more concentrated. We need to, you know, hold ourselves well to get to that finish line before we look back. Before you look back, always get to the finish line, because someone could just be coming behind you that
now look at the
just throw themselves.
Stanza. We already were fourth here, but well, the second level, Nigeria fought hard through the lady who was trying to close the rank. She ran, she was topping, but by the time you get it was the last stanza that changed the whole beat. The South African lady, from nowhere, it was as if she was a jet. She just took her place and she dominated that race. The second stanza was going well. Look at it, Nigeria was actually topping in the second stanza of that particular 4x400 meter mixed relay, where we eventually came second. If you look at this race right now, you'll be thinking, okay, Nigeria is going to win this. Look at the way they were closing the gap till by the time she dropped the baton, the race was already getting closer and closer. South Africa was, look at it, they were standing fourth here. And then you look at the third stanza now, we were supposed to actually do the business here, but the runner got tired almost at the 100 meter yards to go. That was where the whole thing was done. That's
the beauty of the relay, you know.
Look at the gap here. You'll be surprised that how did we come second? This was where he started dropping. Now the gap was getting closed and closed and closed. Look at that gap. His pace dropped.
Yes, his pace dropped. Well, with the 100-meter race, your destiny is in your hands. When it comes to the 4x100, or once you need to change battles, or even the hurdles, you know, you have obstacles for which you're contending
in fact,
with.
Surprisingly, South Africa was still standing third here. Look at the guy wearing the green and yellow sign of South Africa. They were still third. But the lady that did the race here, we are still first. Look at the race. We're supposed to be able to maintain it, but watch this particular lady, that is South Africa, the third lady now, she was able to turn things around.
Yeah.
This was it. This was the place she did the magic.
Absolutely. Look at her accelerating now. She's gaining pace, stepping it up the gas, and immediately she dashes past the Nigerian.
That was the place.
So you could see that the speed and the acceleration, that burst is what has taken her. And immediately she crosses into the final lap here.
Okay.
It was gone.
Okay, well, we have been able to give you some info in sport. Well, right now, we'll be joining Katsina for the Northwest Peace and Security Summit.
Yes, marvelous race from the South African. Coming from behind, to win, it gives a message that you should never give up. Even if you are about at the foot of the pyramid or the bottom of the ladder, you could still get up there with determination. You could see her adding more energy, more extra gear, and that won her the race.
Well, it was a tough one. That lady, that South African lady, she really deserved the goal. She ran that race. She showed that class that she is the woman to beat. And really, she did it convincingly for South Africa to win gold in 4x400 meters relay there. Congrats to them. And for me, Team Nigeria, they came second, and we're still celebrating them for what they've done. We just try to give you all the wraps in the world of athletics as it's taking place in Douala, Cameroon, in the Confederation of African Athletics Championship, the one they call Senior Athletics. Team Nigeria, all in all now, we've been able to at least achieve 13 medals, 4 gold, 5 silver, and 4 bronze medals. Congrats to Team Nigeria for what they've done. And David Oko has been with us in the studio to talk about this moment in the world of sport. Well, right now we're moving away from athletics. Let's cross over from athletics. Let's talk about UEFA Euro 2024 matches on a lot of games we actually played so far. And we look at the results and also the table of all the groups from Group A to Group F. But let's look at the result first. In the UEFA Euro 2024, Albania, they were peeped by Spain in that game. They actually got Ferran Torres to score that goal. And Croatia against Italy ended 1-1. What a match. Look at Modric. And there you look at Zagadni actually getting back that goal for Italy. What a match there for Croatia and Italy. Let's start with Spain first. Spain, Albania.
Yeah, superb outing for Spain so far, 3-time winners of the Euro, recently grabbing it in 2008 and 2012 with the Xavi Iniestas of this world and Busquets putting on the show there. But it looks as if this Spanish side, have lost that aura or that quality of the Xavis, Iniestas, David Villa and co. Just trying to build it. But I'm impressed with what they've been able to show so far. They've won 3 out of 3 matches in that group, and convincingly so. So this puts them into, the round of 16 for which they had qualified already by winning the first 2 matches. It was a good win against Albania, despite the fact that the score stayed low, but still a good win for them.
Well, good win for them. Now, for Croatia, Italy, that was a match that... Look, Modric right now is not a happy man because he didn't fetch them what they want. It's a tough one for them against Italy.
Yeah, a tough one, but they have 4 points. Croatia, it still puts them on course for qualification. Italy were the ones who needed the point, like you could see the celebrations there with that last gaps equalizer. Luka Modric had done the job. He was substituted. He continues to perform, even at that age, defying logic, defying age and everything. He was taken off as it looked seemingly that Croatia were, coasting to victory, that they could defend that 1-goal lead. But the Italians kept pressing and pressing, and they got their reward in the end with that equalizer. Italy, I think on 4 points they have to, and into the round, of 60. So it's a good one. It's a good one there for Italy and then all of the nation. As I'm sure they didn't sleep, last night with the celebrations. What a time for the goal to come, and what significance that goal brought for them. Qualification to the round of 16 of the UEFA Euro.
Yeah, UEFA Euro 2024. We've been looking at that games that have actually played yesterday. But right now, let's look at the table one by one from Group A to F. Let's start with Group A. As it is, you look at Germany. They played 3 matches, won 2, they drew 1. They are yet actually, they didn't lose any game. They qualified for a round of 16. They have 7 points to qualify. And you look at Switzerland coming second, Hungary and Scotland. Although there's every possibility of a best third place team to be able to make it in some groups.
Yeah, in some of the groups. Hungary, from their celebrations, I understand that they have a spot in the round of 16 because of the third place rule. They have 3 points, but a goal difference of -3. So we'll just need to watch and see. I think until Wednesday, when all of the group matches round off,
yes.
you know, Germany heads and shoulders above all. They also got a late equalizer because Switzerland were winning that game. Full Krug rising highest to head home there with Sommer rooted to the spot. It was a fierce game. Switzerland had scored the second goal but was marginally ruled out for offside, and rightly so. But Germany, as the host here, have been good in the first 2 games. They've been wonderful against Scotland. They were very good against Hungary. They won, kept a clean sheet, but they found the Swiss a little bit difficult to contend with, and Switzerland were posing problems for them. Do not forget that the players in the Swiss teams, like the Embolos, the Granit Xhakas, are players who had a fantastic season, coming off a superb season with Bayer Leverkusen and coach. So that Swiss team is the one that a lot of people need to watch, especially the team in the round of 16 who will be playing them. I think it's Italy. That fixture has already been there. So they need to watch it out. Italy need to watch out for Switzerland. And then Germany could be facing England, depending on how the group goes with the English and what result they come up with later. So it's been interesting so far in the Euro. The only thing that is lacking is that it's not as exciting as other European championships. You know, that's what I have to say about it. That's my observation.
So far. Well, at least they've been playing, and we're looking at the groups table right now. Let's go to Group B and also look at how it is. Spain, yes, they've done it. The Spaniards, they have 9 points, 3 out of 3. No draw for them, 5 goal difference there. And you have Italy, they also have 4. Croatia, 2 points. Yes, it's a tough one for Croatia. That's why
Croatia cannot make it through.
And Albania.
Croatia cannot make it anymore. I'm not sure. I think they've been eliminated because 2 points wouldn't fetch you anything. When all of the goal difference and other permutations, you know, or parameters are put on the table, I don't think 2 points will be enough for them. So those who have 3 will be selected first, even before you come to
like
2.
Hungary now. Hungary will not be able to get. Will be able to get it more than Croatia.
Yeah, I think Croatia
and they have -3 goal difference, which is not too even good for them at all.
Yeah, it's been a wretched campaign for them so far. They were coasting to the victory, not really coasting, but trying to hold on to that 1 goal lead, but it proved not to be decisive for them at the end of the day. And that's, they're saying that 1 goal is not enough in football. You need to put the game to bed once you score the first goal, head straight, score the second one, and at least secure the victory for yourself.
Now, 2 players, Toni Kroos and Luka Modric from Real Madrid, the age, they are really aging, using this particular Euro to play their last games for their nation. But it seems it's favoring Toni Kroos more. In fact, he has become the hero of this iconic hero of this Euro 2024.
Yeah, he's put in a good performance alongside Jamal Musiala. What's the other midfielder there in the middle who plays for Bayer Leverkusen? Gundogan has been separated from Kroos, so it means Gundogan supports the attack. He plays like, you know, a supporting striker, an 8 or whatever. Musiala here, Florian Wirtz on the other side. And then it has given Kroos the opportunity to dictate the game the way he loves to dictate it. And I believe Germany has done this against teams that sit back against them, but teams that really go on and press, Germany have found it a little bit difficult, like we saw against Switzerland there. But Toni Kroos has been the master, you know, above all of the masters, with his passing range, his vision, you know, his professionalism, and his ability to position himself well. I think those are the hallmarks of great players. He's proved over the years that he's a great player, and Germany, you know, are quite happy to have Toni Kroos as an asset.
A big asset for Germany there, for the fact that the man shaft, as they call them, the German machine are really doing well so far in this competition. They are the host. Let's see where they'll get to so far. Well, right now, let's run through to Group C, where at their own table, where they play 2-2 matches. England, Well, they are there with 4 points. They play one. They actually won one. They drew one. Denmark, Slovenia. David, take over.
Yeah, England have done well in the first two games, though the last one they didn't play particularly too well against the Danes. Then Denmark could have easily won that game. But I'm quite disappointed with England not stepping up the gear. Yes, they have done well, but that level is not there. You could see it. They have a plethora of stars, you know, but we could call them the Galacticos, with the stars England have in all departments. But again, there's no manager who's competent enough to put all of this group together to perform at a consistently high level. You know, playing players out of position, keeping players on the bench, you know, that deserve to be in the starting 11, playing, you know, Garrett, you know, is making some of the England, you know, fans who've moved across all over the world to see the Euros quite disappointed in the way they play. Against Denmark, England's average position on the field of play was highly defensive, especially when they went one goal up, you know. They couldn't leave their box, but they've got players who could control games. They've got Phil Foden, they've got Cole Palmer, they've got Kobe Mino. These are players who are possession-based players, players who could, you know, carry the ball off other players, players who could dictate the pace of the game. And again, you're not able to utilize them well. So that's been one of the problems they are facing. I think it's in basically England's problem. Let's leave out the media hype, you know, that comes with it. But again, it's a gaffer, it's a tactical manager able, you know, to put them at a level of the Italys, the Germanys, the Spains, and the French, or even the Portuguese team. I think England has lacked that. Look at the managers they've hired over the years, the Fabio Capellos of this world, is it Steve McLaren's? These are not managers who are tactically astute. Come on.
Well, we've been talking concerning the Group C in the UEFA Euro 2024. It has been a roller coaster for some teams, while some teams are not really living up to expectations. But right now, let's go to Group D and we look at what's happening there. Netherlands, yes, they are always so talented when it comes to team selection. But when it comes to performance, well, Netherlands, I don't know what the problem is. They always shy away from winning a trophy. Netherlands, Belgium, England, those three nations, you see them having a squad that can actually win World Cup, Euros on paper. But when it gets to the field of play, they play and do everything, but they will never get to win the cup. What's the reason? Well, Netherlands this time around, they have 4 points alongside France with 4 points, Austria and Poland.
Yeah, Austria have given a good account of themselves, now really losing to France in their opening game. The Netherlands have shown a bit of promise in how they've gone about their business here. I love the way they've been setting up under Ronald Koeman, and you could see that has fetched them 4 points so far in the group. Something against Poland, and maybe they will be looking at topping the group. I think for qualification, it's just enough for them to qualify. And then Austria against Austria on 3 points too will be considered as one of the best losers. So they are looking very, very good. You talked about the Netherlands here not winning. Yes, they've got stars over the years. But again, let's not forget that they've also won the Euro back then when Marco van Basten, Rijkaard of these worlds, you know, were dominating things. They won the Euro. France have been winning competitions too. But the Netherlands, do they look good enough to win this one? I think they are losing some of key players that would have made the difference in the latter stages of the competition. Players like the Frankie de Jongs of this world. That's a huge loss for them as they didn't bring him to the competition. So we're looking forward to seeing how, you know, they can cope, what attitude they put into their final group game. Are they going out for an outright win to top the group? Because I know France will be looking to win. Regardless of how the French play, they always have one thing at the back of their mind: to win the game and get the points. That is the tactics France have always used, and under Didier Deschamps. So I see France finishing as group winners there, or else, except the Netherlands, do something better to better the French's results.
Well, we've been looking at the tables at the Euros now. We move straight down to Group E, where, well, we're running E and F simultaneously quickly. Let's run through Romania. They play 2 matches, 3 points. You look at Belgium, also all the 4 teams are
on 3 points.
This is a very, very tough group because they've all won and also lost.
Yeah, I think Belgium made it difficult for themselves by losing their first game to Slovakia. It was a surprise loss, but they bounced back and to redemption with 3 points in their next game. The final group game is going to pose an acid test for the Belgians, and they need to see it through. I think with the momentum they've had now with winning, their last game, it will help in their cause of getting the points they need to get to the next round. As you can see, it's keenly contested in this group, 3-3-3-3-3, like recharge card number. So we're looking forward to seeing how the group goes at the end of the day. Romania surprise package in there too, and not forgetting Ukraine and Slovakia too.
Well, this particular group E seems to be toughest because all the teams are battle ready. The last game, just at least a team must lose, and all of them will be looking for a win. And we can't have 4 wins there. You have to have 2 wins coming up because 2 matches will be coming up in the group. Well, Group F, quickly, as you have a UEFA Euro Group F table here. Portugal, 6 points. They've done the business of making it to round of 16. Turkey, or Turkey as well some people call it, they have 3 points. Czech Republic, Georgia, where they have a lot of players with long names. Mashashvili, Krasvavelia, and all of them are here.
Yeah, the Napoli guy has been a wonderful player and a revelation in the last 2 years. I think has been a driving force for Georgia, who still need to improve how they go about their business to at least have a glimmer of hope to make it to the next round. Yeah, Portugal have been great, qualified. Ronaldo's been good. Bruno Fernandes
sorry to cut you. I love something that Ronaldo is doing. It's not even particularly about the goals, but it's particularly about teamwork now. Ronaldo at 16, Ronaldo making sure things just work out.
Ronaldo has always been Ronaldo all through his career. Despite the fact that he scores lots of goals and has assists, it's always about the team first, Sometimes he can go it all alone because he has got the capacity to do that. And that's why he is where he is, and that's why he is Ronaldo. So, well, yes, it's nice to see. It's a good gesture to see that there's been a lot of team play with the Portuguese national team. Qualification to the next round doesn't guarantee anything for them. What is guaranteed is that they go into the next game on zeros and try to perform well to better the next team in the round of 16 to make it to the quarterfinals. They've been, pitted as one of the favorites for this competition. Yes, I couldn't deny that, but I still think that they need to improve their game all round. They have good players even at the back. Pepe aging, but is still performing at a very high level. The base of the midfield is good. Attack is good, but we need to watch out for them because we've seen teams play so promising in the group stages and then they were ousted in the round of 16. I recall one of the Euros back then when the Netherlands had 9 points out of 3 matches played, only to be beaten by Russia in the round of 16, and they were off.
Well, if you look at football at times or any sport, you just can't predict what's going to happen. But right now, it's getting more interesting because all the clubs or other countries are battle ready to see how they make the round of 16. The likes of Spain, Germany, Portugal, they've done the business by being able to cross over, not even forgetting Italy. They've been able to do it. The Azuris, as they call them, have also crossed over. Right now, a tough one for some countries who are right now be trying to see how they can make it between Tuesday and Wednesday, where the final 16 finalists will be gotten from those games there. I'm just giving you updates concerning the UEFA Euros 2024 for the games that have been played and also the table of all the group from A to F. But right now, we'll be crossing over to the land of Latin America, where they speak Latin and also English, both North and South America actually coming together to play this combo Copa America. We'll be looking at that result of gameplay earlier today. Uruguay against Panama ended 3-1. US were able to score there. Colombia 2-1 against Paraguay. Costa Rica, Brazil. What a match for Costa Rica to hold Brazil to a goalless draw.
Yes, Brazil have lost its
magic.
panache. It has lost its aura, magic, if you want to put it that way. The players you see in that side, and no disrespect to them, cannot be compared to the Brazil of the Samba or the Brazil we used to know. Where are the Ronaldinhos? Where are the Kakas? Where are the Gilberto Silvas? Where are the Lucio? So Brazil has lost that. Yes, Vinicius is there, Rodrigo is there, what's his name? Anthony is there, but these players cannot be compared to the Brazilian players of yesteryear. I think if you look at that side, I need to just pick maybe Vinicius Junior, and then who else? Is Thiago Silva still playing? I think he possibly is, but again, the Brazilian side has lacked quality so much that they cannot even come as a team. Playing a goalless against Costa Rica is not what we envisaged, but that has happened, and it goes to, confirm the criticism or the brickbats they've been getting from pundits that they aren't good enough.
Now, if you look at Brazil, where we're still having that result there, the way it's happening to Brazil now seems like the way it's happened to Nigeria. the golden era or golden age of Nigerian football. If you look at that 1994 set, 1980 set, and you look at 1996 Atlanta, and now compare to our Eagles now, the same Brazil that dominated the world, that in fact, if you think football, you think Brazil. I still remember like all these fables that you just tell you Brazil, no one can defeat them in the whole world. But now, Brazil, despite playing Europe, I remember Cafu saying majority of them moving to that European football is now affecting their style of play, because before they used to be from the Brazilian Serie A, but it's changing now. All their stars are picked from Europe. Only maybe 2 or 3 are added from their own Brazilian Serie A. That's their own league that joins European football. Is really affecting them. Brazil is no longer the Brazil we used to know.
Maybe they need to look inward. Maybe they need to look at the Corinthians of this world, the Botafogo, Sao Paulos of this world, and see how they can, re-strategize, restructure, how players come through the age grade. Are players hungry enough? Are they allowed to be skillful on the ball? Because the average Brazilian is skillful. The average Brazilian is one that is not afraid to take risk. He can go on. And that comes with the instructions they get from their gaffers at an early age. Okay, you take on the world, don't be afraid, go there, prove yourself, explore, and do things the way you want to do it. But these days we find out that some tacticians come in with this method of players cannot really express themselves. They need to pass, and continue to pass the ball in, but in order not to lose possession, let me put it that way. So it's quite difficult. Maybe some of these players are experiencing that now in their local leagues, which is not something that used to be there, because the likes of Ronaldinho's, Rivaldo's, Romario, all expressed themselves. The Kakas of this world all expressed themselves. The Robinhos and the Legovas, all expressed themselves. But it's quite difficult to find out with the Brazilian team. You were drawing parallels with the Nigerian team of 1994. I think we need to be careful about the comparisons with that 1994 side, because I think over the years Nigeria have produced incredible players, incredibly talented players.
So where have we got into after that 1996?
But we've been able to win the Nations Cup in 2013, yeah, with a good side. Right now, we've produced players. I think we have a player that is the most expensive player in Africa, or from Africa, in Victor Osimhen. We've got hugely talented players in Ademola Lookman. We've got Samuel Chukwueze of this world. Yes, we might not have been able to win the AFCON in Cote d'Ivoire. If we had won it, would you have compared them to the 1994 side? But again...
despite the fact that we won AFCON in 2013, let's be sincere, with all sincerity. Yes, we won AFCON in 2013. Can we compare the 2013 team with 1994 team?
I think in 1994, when you want to compare football's exposure.
1994 Eagles. 2013 Eagles.
Let me make a point. Let me make a point here. Football back then in 1994 here in Africa was not as exposed as when we got to 2013.
But
so
we also need to
consider
that by Italy.
Yeah, we were knocked out early. Was it not the round of 16?
Because if we look at it, the 1994 said that traveled to US in 94 to play, and they actually wowed the whole world. The 2013 team, even though they won the Nations Cup, I don't think they can stand them. Let's be sincere with ourselves, David. Anyway, just to actually digress a bit, it's always very interesting when you throw banter and also do some little argument concerning sport. But right now, because our time is running out, let's just quickly move away from Copa America. Matches will be on there. Argentina, well, we want to see where Messi will be lying. It's always the rivalry. While the Euro is on, the Copa America is on, and all the fans of Ronaldo and Messi are beginning to add some statistics to their names. What a rivalry between those two. Quickly, let's run some transfer before we go to our focus. Well, Napoli, as we speak right now, they slash Victor Osimhen's asking price to 100 million euros from 130 million euros right now, because no Twitter actually knocking at the door, though it was PSG, Arsenal, Chelsea before. That was all rumors, but right now it seems no one is coming. Napoli
acts desperate sometimes, and it could be attributed to the man who is at the top, who's the president of the club. They don't need to slash the price. Let it be there. Any club that wants Osimhen would always come.
And talk with them.
Yes, if they want him and they want him badly, they'll pay the asking price. Why are they slashing it?
Now that they have slashed it, then they are giving the chance for them to also bring it down, because they will ask that, okay, since it's now 85 million pounds, we can pay 70.
Of course. So they need to hold their ground, be firm, and say, this is what we want to sell our player for, and let it be so, because the player is worth it. It's worth more than 100 million euros.
Course.
Of course, the player is worth it. His performance over the last 3 years has been, did I say 3 years? Over the last 4 years has been incredible. Let's not forget, this is a player who led Lille, to greater heights. He's been consistent season in, season out. I think there was a season where his return was not so great due to injuries, but he's been a formidable player. He's a force to reckon with.
Well, we're talking about Victor Osimhen there. Let's just take 3 in 1 as we talk about the transfer. Tony Payne set to join Everton on free transfer. That's our lady there, Tony Payne. Is be joining Everton on free transfer. She actually left Sevilla. That lady has done it for herself and also for Super Falcons. PSG eyes Super Falcons midfielder Jennifer Echegini. That's the next story we're looking at now. PSG eyes Super Falcons midfielder Jennifer Echegini in this particular encounter there. For Echegini, well, she has been a player of Juventus, but now PSG seems to be ready to take her. And the last one says Aston Villa tables offer for Fiorentina for Nigerian-born Italian player Michael Kayode, who actually plays still with Fiorentina, but now Aston Villa, they want him to join them. As if everything goes well, we see Michael Kayode joining Aston Villa there from Fiorentina. A good defender, if you ask me.
Yeah, wonderful defender and a young man too, coming up in leaps and bounds. I think Aston Villa is a place where he can develop further. Unai Emery, has got a track record, for developing young stars like this and molding them up, for the big suitors. Villa themselves have been doing very well. Did they qualify for the Champions League?
Yeah, they were out, of course. They fought hard to make it down to that place.
Okay, so it's a fantastic one for them. So we have City, Arsenal, Liverpool, and Villa, coming into that position. It was a hard-fought season for them. So why not? They need all the players, in the world to add to the ranks, because it means competition in Europe and locally would cost a lot, traveling and all of this. So you always need to be fresh. And I hope this player can settle in very quickly in the Midlands and, give a good account of himself.
Yeah, we digress a bit quickly because we just have to touch on everything now. Quickly, we talk about the President's Cup that will be coming up on Saturday. Well, teams like Nigeria will be facing Rivers Angels, while Abia Warriors is going to be Battle of the Warriors against El Kanemi. That will be coming up this weekend, but it's no longer be in Abuja. It's going to be in Lagos at Mobolaji Johnson Arena, where they'll be fighting for the winner. And the winner of this, between Abia and El Kanemi, will play in the CAF Confederation. That's why it's a tough one. Although no longer MK Abiola Stadium, it's now Lagos. We'll quickly touch on this before we talk about the MPFL.
Yeah, President Federations Cup, a chance, for teams to play another competition, which is away from the main league. That's the MPFL. It was a good one. We're looking forward to seeing that game. Abia Warriors just escaped relegation, from the MPFL. They did enough to stay in the top flight, and then taking on El Kanemi Warriors. Warriors are not in the top flight anymore, so this would pose, a good game for both teams. Abia Warriors have not seen, El Kanemi Warriors because they are not in the same division. So could there be any surprises? Yes, there could be surprises. There's a huge thing at stake, which is qualification for the continental competition. So it will be a fierce fight. Let's watch to see where the pendulum would swing at the end of the day.
Talking about this particular Federations Cup, the women now, Nigeria against all odds, at least from Abuja, they'll be facing Rivers Angels. I know bookmakers now will be tilting towards it. In fact, it's going to be like 80 versus 20 when it comes to the percentage. But Nigeria tells for them to have gotten to the final, anything can happen.
Yeah, anything can happen. Anything can happen in the women's game here in Nigeria, which continues to grow. Rattles have been good. When you're not good, you don't qualify to the next round, but they've done it, and then going over to face this other side is going to be a tough game for them. I think they need to bring out all of their, armories there out of the arsenals to fight. They need to prove their mettle at the end of the day, because if they get to win the game, it's a good justification for all of the efforts they've put in.
Okay, so right now we just have to quickly take the last on the show. That has to do with the MPFL. MPFL, actually, it has ended. Yes, it just had to do like a review of it. Congratulations to Rangers International for being able to do it. We are focusing on the MPFL 2020-2024 and expectations for next season. Even though in a short while, we just quickly talk about it. And we just have to look at the fact that MPFL for this season, Rangers are whooping 150 million naira for that team there. Let's look at the focus in the MPFL there, where we look at the table. Yes, we look at the table to actually talk about it. That particular table, it shows that Rangers, they got 70 points after playing 38 matches, followed by Remo Stars. They also have 65 points rather. And you look at Rangers, Remo, Enyimba. Now, but two will go for CAF Confederation, two will play. That's one of them. That's Enyimba. Enyimba will play in CAF Confederation. Then the winner between Abia and El Kanemi will play the remaining slot of CAF Confederation. So Shooting Stars, they are not. They won't be going for CAF Interclub Competition. So it's only Rangers, Remo for CAF Champions League, Enyimba for CAF Confederation. But so far this season, Sporting Lagos, Doma United, Heartland, Gombe, all relegated.
Oh, goodness me. Heartland, got relegated in the mire and they came back again. I thought they would have learned their lessons, but they didn't, and they didn't invest. I think it's a very volatile environment over there in that area, which has transcended back to the average individual, and it also affects football. It's a unifying factor, but when that unifying factor is not well supported, is not well funded, things are not happening well. It could go astray, and you could see the Heartland have struggled virtually the whole Nigeria Premier Football League season, and it has culminated in their relegation. You don't have to feel pity for them, but you need to, ask questions of the leadership over there in that area. I'm not going to bring in politics too much into this, but being relegated doesn't augur well for them. And then Sporting Lagos, it's a side that came in, and we thought that we had, something of a battle of the, Southwest derbies, when they will play Remo Stars, go over to play these other teams, 3SC, as the case may be. But unfortunately, just how many seasons in the MPFL and they are gone? Serious questions needs to be asked about the administration there at Sporting Lagos and how they've handled things, because it's quite awful that they've been relegated after being such a promising side. And then I'll just go to the top very quickly. A good one for Rangers. You see how things have been turned around in a very short period. It's not magic. It is all hard work, So congratulations to Amobi Ezioku, who is the general manager. His brain, his drive, his focus, his leadership, has seen Rangers, reclaim back their glory of how many years ago. I think the last man to do that for them was Imama Amapa Kabu, the Nigerian coach there who won it for Rangers in 2016. So it's been a long time coming. Their stadium has been renovated, and they had the opportunity now to move back to that Coal City Stadium.
Oh, okay. So while we were saying this, apologies to cutting that, but just maybe in 50 seconds, what do you expect for next season?
Yes, I expect Rangers to continue with how they've done so far because of the platform and the foundations that have been laid by the administrations and by the government there. Stadium completed, other things, facilities completed. It means players have a peace of mind. They don't need to play away from home or home away from home anymore. So they've done well in that regard. There is a good management system. There is a good structure. Players are paid on time. The junior team is pushing the senior side. The junior team are well taken care of. All of these things count for something. So I think Rangers will continue to dominate even next season because already they have the structure in place. Enyimba did well this season, if not for some of the issues here and there. I think they could have been the one retaining their title, but it was not to be. But good enough, they've made it to the continental positions, and the team in the second place, Remo Stars there of Ikene, another good one for them, another fine season for them.
Well, we've been talking concerning the MPFL for this season. It's actually won by Rangers International, the one they call the Flying Antelopes. And right now they are flying high because they're celebrating Enugu at the cathedral, or the whole city, the coast city, celebrating there. Well, congrats to them. Congrats to Team Nigeria in athletics, and also all the Nigerians across the globe that compete in different sports or the other. Congratulations you all for what we have been doing. For David Oku, thank you so much for coming in to join us in the studio.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Good one there. Well, David Oku has been with us. He's sport journalist of High Excellence there. Good one, at least for the fact that we will run through some stories for you in the world of sport on the show 360 Sport on Trust TV. Adeni G. Shafe. Thanks for watching.